Hi, I'm Sydney, and this is She Dreams in Green. Today I have a video prepared for you. We're gonna do some rehabs, okay? I've got this baddie and also this one that I just picked up from a plant group. Somebody was getting rid of them, so come with me. We'll repot them, get them situated. I'm gonna try and keep my hair back because my last video this was like kind of off to the side and my hair was down, and every time I moved it was just rustling around. So I'm hoping that you can hear me okay. Okay, so somebody posted in my local plant group that they recently became disabled and they were no longer able to care for their plants, and they were looking for people to take their plants over. And of course I jumped on the two anthuriums that were in the collection. This first one is a no ID. So let's see. Pretty good size, about, just a bit bigger than the size of my hand. This is the other leaf. Looks like the older leaf. Yeah. Interesting. So it's in pond, and it looks like the pond that our local seller, Jennifer Collie Rock's pond. It looks like her pond because I have some, and it's in like this clear pot, which I'm assuming they had it like in a reservoir. Yeah. So, because it's like kind of wet too. I'm going to take this out of the pond, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna like take a look at the roots. Um, I looked over the leaves and I really don't see anything that suggests pests. Like, I don't see any damage that looks like a pest did it. I don't see any like remnants of a pest, like droppings from a pest. I don't see any webbing. Like, the leaves are in pretty good shape, considering, she hasn't been able to care for her plants much. So I think we're all clear. I'm still going to treat it. Um, what I'll do is I'll go over the leaf with I guess I should start with alcohol and just kind of go through the leaf, see if I can kill anything, if there is anything, if I can kill it on contact. So let me do that, and then we'll take a look at the roots. I'm thinking I want to keep this in pond. If it's already been in pond, well, I guess it just depends on how, like, what the situation of the roots are. I prefer my anthuriums to be in pond, especially like when I go out of town for a while, or even like a long weekend. I know that like as long as I keep them filled up, like I'll come back and they'll be alive and well. Um, so maybe, okay. So I'm literally just gonna take rubbing alcohol, put it on a paper towel, and wipe these hose down. That's what it's gonna look like. I have a spray bottle somewhere where I used to make that sexy plant juice. I just like I don't know. The last couple times I sprayed my plants, I felt like it didn't really work. That was with mites though. Then that was a long time ago. I don't really have any alocasia these days. Oh my god, it's strong. Maybe I should have mixed it with water. Yeah, there's nothing even like coming off. So that's good. If you're going to rub your plants down with alcohol, make sure it completely dries before you put it in any kind of lighting, especially direct lighting, just to make sure, because it can burn. Anything you put on your leaves can scorch it, because that liquid heats up quicker than like the leaf would normally. So the other day, well, actually last week, I don't know if you can hear, but my dog is like sniffing away. The lady who I got these plants from had dogs, and when I came, she opened the door and she was dyeing her poodle's freaking hair purple. It was so cute. Anyways, God, I got distracted like 7 times in that. Okay, so what I was trying to say is the other week I ordered some plants off of Palm Street. I won't say from who because it doesn't really matter. Um, but I like put the plants away. It was like a seedling, so it was like a little seedling. I put it away. Hey, Belle. Belle. Yeah, big girl. This is my horse. Her name's Belle. Um, okay, go lay down. Go lay down. For real. She's clingy. She needs to see what the business is about right now. Anyways, that plant that I got, threw it in the cabinet, my anthurium cabinet, didn't do a whole lot of anything with it after that. I left it in the same substrate, which is like tree fern, some kind of tree fern mixture. And I just let it be, right? As you do, let it acclimate. This really just has dust. Cool, not bad. Um, yeah, and then yesterday I was doing some plant chores and I was thinking like maybe I should switch that substrate over to like pon or something. And so I pulled it out and it had fucking scale all over it, bro. Like I was like I saw like one like bigger one, right? On like the biggest leaf. And I was like, oh my God, I need to do something with this. And then I pulled it out and like got alcohol and I was like going through and the smaller leaves, serious. Like I've never had a plant, which I've had scale before, but it's always been in super small numbers. I've never seen that much on a plant of mine, at least. So I was really bummed. I was bummed, but also I'm glad that if it was going to be any other, that looks like maybe some, I can't tell, some discoloration. That this is also an old leaf though. I'm probably just going to chop this baddie off and let her go to heaven. Let's look at the frickin' roots. Anyways, the smaller leaves on that seedling that I found scale, I mean, they were like totally, it was like it had babies. It was like maybe there was like a small one at the time that I got it. This is my like hypothesis, you know? Um, and then, you know, this is gonna be allowed. Hold on. Oh my fucking God. Okay. Not bad. So the smaller leaves on that seedling just had too many little scale bugs on there for me to do anything with. I cut those off. Luckily, it had like 5 leaves or something, so I was able to keep the bigger ones. Thank goodness. This is the root situation. Let's see. It's got a good amount of roots, so come on. Focus, girl. Focus. But there's also some rot towards the bottom, which like is fine. I'm not super concerned. I will just have to take all the rot out of here before I pot it back up. So let me do that. I thought this would be good for an educational moment really quick. So the way I can tell, if you're not familiar, the way I can tell which are healthy and which are not, the healthy ones are white or green, and the not so healthy roots are these thin brown, oh, come on, thin brown, squishy, they almost look deflated, kind of. Those are the rotted roots. And I'm just going through and whatever, like I'm pulling and whatever like comes off easily is what's rotted and what's going in the trash. The healthy ones will survive. Anthurium are, what I've found at least, are not super like finicky when it comes to their roots. If anything, it promotes them to kind of grow harder, right? Maybe. At least that's been my experience. I feel like, you know, with like a begonia prop or an alocasia, they can be super finicky with their roots. And if you mess with the roots at the wrong time and it doesn't like it, it can just like completely off itself. And that'll be the end of the plant. So I haven't had that experience with anthurium. So I feel like this will be fine. Okay, this is, most of the rot is off. I'm going to go and clean the rest of this, get whatever else I can. I'm going to rinse the roots. And then I'm going to look for something to pot this bad boy up. I'm also going to cut this off. It's interesting because it looks like two separate growth plants. Do you see what I mean? Like, yeah, I think this is two separate growth points, and it looks like it's just nearly heading into caterpillar. Yeah. Anywho, this is the no ID. Oh, I gotta keep my hair back. Okay, so I got her situated roots wise. I'm gonna chop old leaf off. She's a one leafer now. So I think what I'm gonna do is give her some fresh pond. I'm gonna keep this, but I'm gonna use this as a catch pot, and I'm gonna use this wick so that it's not sitting in water. I prefer that if I can help it. Oh my gosh. How am I gonna do this? Bro doesn't want to fit through. Come on, me. Okay. Yeah. That's perfect. Oh, women in STEM, you know? Okay. So I'm going to, I wanted her to be like deeper actually. I think that's fine. Shoot, is it? I wanted her to be deeper, but I like how wide this is for her roots. This is what it's looking like. I think I'm going to just leave it like this and let it acclimate, and then we'll see about the rest. So I was able to plant her a little deeper, put her down deeper in, and then fill the pond up. So her, because it had a lot of like calloused over roots, like towards the top here, like probably like that much of like calloused roots that could activate if it was moist enough. So this is the final setup. I mean, she's cutie. She needs some work. I'm gonna put some water in the bottom and get her going. Right now I'm using Dynagrow Foliage Pro. I'm thinking about switching over to Maxi 16, 16, 16. If you have any experience with that, holler at me. Some people on the Anthurium addicts page were talking about it, and it sounds kind of something cool that I might want to try. I just I don't want to have like a bunch of different fertilizers. I like that the Foliage Pro is complete, so I don't have to add CalMag. But I don't know. I'm definitely open to like trying something new. I just don't want to like commit to something and then find out that I really hate it for whatever reason. Then I've already bought another product that I didn't need. So I might wait. I have a lot of Foliage Pro right now, so I might wait until it's time to get new fertilizer and then maybe do a little experiment. We'll see. We're on to number 2, round 2. This is a Bessier. I'm really not good with names, but she's pure Bessier. And I don't have I do have some pure seedlings. She is in a lechuza pot, the tall one. I don't know if you can see like how much is really going on here. Like all this needs to be planted. Poor thing. I also see some rotting roots. I don't know. I wonder if I'm going to be able to. I would love to cut this off because it looks how it looks. And I think it would just be easier to rehab if it was like a little nub. I could put like a humidity dome over it. I don't know. Let me look at the roots and see what the damage is. I also love this little makeshift like trellis. It's like tied around the thing to hold it in place. Yeah, I gotta give it to her. Women in STEM. So I did not realize how much of this was not pot. Like I really thought it went deeper than that. That water also looks questionable. Okay. Hey, positive note. She's in Catafil. Definitely gonna make babies with her. How do I undo this? Oh, it's coming along a lot easier than I thought it would. Did I ever finish my story earlier, I wonder? Basically, there was scale. The seller was like super sweet about it. I wasn't even going to say anything because I always worry that like if I complain, just spit. If I complain like if something's wrong with my order, I don't want to like feel like, and maybe this is just like exposing my traumas, but like I don't want to feel like that. I don't want them to feel like they're obligated to like fix it for me. I really was just like wanting to bring it to their attention so they knew that like, hey, something's up with your plants. Like go look at them, make sure they're okay. Not like you owe me a fix for this. I really didn't feel like that. It was scale. Like I was able to kill them, get it situated, repot it. It's in a dome away from other plants. Like it's fine. None of my other plants, hopefully, were affected, So like I really didn't feel like anything need to be done about it. Um, but they're gonna send me a replacement, I think, anyways, which is really kind. Again, I always like don't want. I always am worried that. Oh my god, what's going on? Oh my god, there's little rooties growing out of the bottom. Can you see that? I don't want the seller to feel like I'm trying to complain or fuck them over. I literally, whenever I bring up anything, if I even do, it's just so that I can feel like, okay, at least I told them what the situation was. This looks like it's in Lechuza Palm, which, hey, to each their own. It's a little bit too, I feel like it's too fine, too small. Oh, this is a good comparison with the Rocks and Lechuza. So, can you tell I'm scatterbrained? Sorry, I might finish that story at some point. So these are the two different sizes. This is the Rocks Pawn, our local seller, and this is Lechuza. So I feel like this is good for like maybe begonia, although I have begonia in this and they do fine. Or like alocasia that have like thinner, more delicate roots. Um, but I prefer this, especially for anthurium when their roots can get super beefy. Okay, this moss looks how it looks. Are you going to show it to them? Can you see it? No, it's fine. I didn't want them to see it anyways. Not much to see about it. Dude, what the fuck? So I'm doing the roots here, trying to untangle the root ball. And I mean, the roots don't look great. They are so healthy, actually, which not me holding, or what is it, like biting my tongue. I don't know the phrase, but feeling dumb about saying the Lechuzapon isn't probably best for Anthurium. Looks like this one loved it. However, I am down to the bottom of the base of the stem and well, this fucking thing came from another plant, bro. Explain yourself. Like, oh my god, just focus. So, it looks like a cut from another plant, but do we think it was poached, bro? I recently learned about that and now I'm like paranoid about getting poached plants. I'm scared, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that that's the case, right, guys? Right? What if it's poached. I guess there's nothing to do about that. Interesting. I mean, I didn't poach it, that's for sure. The root system looks insane. It's super healthy on the bottom. Like, these are super firm. This is not going to work. I'm just not into that. I want to find something deeper. And I don't really even know what I have. I think the next thing that I have that could potentially work is like a 7-inch giant ass pot. Let me go look. I don't know where I'm gonna fit this bitch if it's in a huge pot like that. I guess that's my fault for buying big ass plants. This is the size that I think I need to use. I don't even know if that's big enough. It's gonna have to be, unless I have like a giant gallon water bottle that I could cut and use. But it'll be closed. It won't have holes like this. And yeah, because I don't think I have anything big enough to fit that in. Huh. Should I just like cut these roots? I don't want to. They're so pretty. And I really want this to be underneath so it can have a chance to activate. God, it's been growing for a while. All these little... What do I do? What do I do? I just also... That could work. I'm going to make that work. So I'm making quite the mess over here. I just keep bringing more supplies and more supplies and more supplies. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is what it looks like right now. I'm going to put a moss collar around it, and then I think I'm going to cut this fucking leaf off. I just don't know that it will fit. Maybe if I can't find like an easy way for it to fit in the plant or in the anthurium cabinet, I'm just gonna chop it and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm overwhelmed. I'm tired. I already want to stop. Did I clean this leaf off? I also need to do that. Okay. Okay. This is what we ended up with. I'm gonna go check and make sure it fits in the anthurium cabinet. This is a setup. I need to fertilize and fill with water. This is the crazy looking moss collar that I made. And it's gonna have to work for right now. And then of course this guy. So we'll see how it goes. I'm hoping that with them being in the cabinet and, you know, no longer being neglected, that they'll really show out. Yeah. If you're still watching, thank you so much for hanging out while I repot these anthurium rehabs. I'm planning to make a couple new videos here in the next coming weeks, so stay tuned. Follow along to see my journey with my plants.